And yet, the establishment, footballers, celebrities, politicians, and the British media are willfully silent about this persecution of my brothers and sisters. Now, why, ladies and gentlemen, are they silent? They are silent because it does not fit the narrative that they wish to brainwash you with. They want to brainwash you into thinking that every religion is kind and noble and good. But 1400 years of experience tells the church that where Sharia law dominates, Christians are persecuted. We are martyred. We are discriminated against. And that doesn't fit the narrative of the liberal elites. And so they ignore the story because they themselves are bigoted against Christians. They talk about Islamophobia to you, and they tell you that Islamophobia is wrong. But when have they ever challenged the Christophobia being faced by Christians in every single Islamic society in the entire world without a single exception? When have you been told about that? When have you been challenged about that? You haven't, and they won't, because the liberal progressive thinks that persecuting Christians is acceptable. Why? Because they conflate racial categories with religious categories. And in their faulty worldview, Christianity is a white man's religion. And so discrimination against a white man's religion is acceptable. But in their ignorance, they think that Islam is a non-white religion. And so, because they stand against racism, they believe they must stand against Islamophobia. You, ladies and gentlemen, must not be hypocrites like your politicians. You must not be hypocrites like the liberal elites. You must not be hypocrites like the liberal media. You must not be hypocrites like those people who are willfully silent about the persecution of Christians in Qatar. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to read to you a report published, ladies and gentlemen, by the International Religious Freedom Society. This is what it says about the situation in Qatar. Let me just find the section for you. Bear with me. So, reading from the report, we read the following. The Doha branch of Northwestern University cancelled an event by the pro-LGBTQ rock band Mashura Leila after the booking created controversy in the country. A faculty member at a private graduate school tweeted that criticised Northwestern societies for its sponsorship of the event, stating that the concert crossed a red line for observant Muslims. In June, the privately owned newspaper Al Raya published an article by Khalifa Al Mahmoud, later removed from the daily website, which stated that Jews, over the course of history, had infiltrated international power centres and shaped decision makers, including through the overthrow of the government to serve their own interests. So they buy into an anti-Semitic myth. It goes on to say, in his June 25th column in the online newspaper Al-Arab, Abdullah Abd al-Rahman wrote that secularism was to blame for the horrific state of Arab Muslim society, stating, "This is one of the greatest forms of treason against noble Islamic nation, faith and culture. In our Islamic society, secularism represents a position of hostility to Islam and to Muslims." US embassy officials continue to meet with relevant government bodies as with quasi-governmental religious institutions concerning the rights of religious minorities, Sunni Shia relations and anti-Semitism. Embassy officials maintained a dialogue throughout the year with the Ministry of Education about newly published Islamic study books for public school students in grades 7 through 12, including a discussion during December the 15th visit by the Special Envoy to combat anti-Semitism. In March, the US Embassy participated in a religious freedom conference amongst various faiths and academics hosted by the government, funded by Doha International Center for Interfaith Dialogue, which includes embassy-funded guest speakers. Throughout the year, the embassy met with various faith communities, including Hindu, Shia, Muslim, Baha'i, evangelical Christian communities. The Christian Steering Group Committee, CCSC, which oversees a variety of Christian denominations to discuss issues of mutual concern. Embassy representatives continue to meet with the Ministry of Culture and Sports officials regarding anti-Semitic books being available at the annual Doha International Fair. This country, as well as discriminating against Christians, also participates in anti-Semitism. And yet, our elites are completely silent. They have nothing to say about this matter. It is illegal for a Christian to proselytize their faith in Qatar. Christian worship is restricted. Conversion to Christianity outlawed. So what, as Christians, can we do? These are the things that we can do. If you are a Christian footballer and you are going to Qatar, you need to protest about the persecution of Christians in Qatar. Wear something to symbolize your solidarity with Christians in Qatar. If you are a Christian traveling to the World Cup in Qatar, make sure that